Hey, you guys, Desmond here, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are here to discuss the last 2 weeks of Drag Race, Dragula, and other drag-related things. I have to apologize. Last week was a crazy time for both of us, mostly me. So that's why we didn't review last week, but we're going to review this week. And if we're going a little fast, it's just that's just how it has to be this time. Next time we'll get the full back to normal shindig, okay? So before we get started, I have to talk about Miss LaCresha over here. She doesn't have much of a voice. Say hello.
Hi.
So she's gonna try her best to tune in. If she just gives up a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I will be greatly appreciative of it, okay? So are you ready to get into it? Because we got a lot to get into in only 1 hour.
Yes.
Right, let's do that. Let me share the screen. And bam. So the first episode we're going to talk about is episode 3 of Dragula, Weird Wild West. What did you think of this episode overall?
It was good till the end.
I wrote down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What really irritated me was I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. What really irritated me was when she went off to find the food, she said, "Here, piggy, piggy." And then we see one of the contestants, Coco Kane, dressed as a pig. I'm like, oh, so she's going home. They basically just ruined that for us. And we'll discuss more here in a little bit. In this episode, Mary is still annoying and delusional. And, we'll see in the next episode, something happens with her. But in this one, it was very annoying. So the category is Weird Wild West, and they had to make a sci-fi Western horror look, which I thought was intriguing. And come to find out, it's an actual comic book line, Weird Wild West. And I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. Now, normally we have the conversation of what we would wear, but for the sake of time, we're not going to have that conversation. So let's go with the Boulay Brothers for episode 3.
I didn't even think of it.
Episode 3, Boulay Brothers. What do you think of this terrible look? Yeah, I agree. All right, so here's a full body shot. They usually
That's very basic.
It's just this was not a good look for them. It really wasn't. Really wasn't. All right, we had Trixie Mattel this episode. So happy to see drag icon Trixie Mattel. They could have at least said Drag Race winner. I know they don't want to acknowledge the other show, but they could have at least said Drag Race winner. But work, sis. And then we had Orville Peck. He's a country musician. I'm familiar with him because he worked with Lady Gaga recently, and that was my introduction to him. But he's a country singer. He's part of the community, and he also wears a mask kind of like Sia, but nobody really knows what he looks like. With Sia, when she started wearing the long hairs and what we're like, man, we already know what you look like. Why are you doing this? I'm intrigued. But anyway, so let's get to the looks. Up first is Bitter Betty. I like this look. I really did. This was a good look. But I do agree with the face makeup with the cyborg
Yes,
makeup.
the best little whorehouse in Texas.
Yes. But I do agree. I wish the cyborgness of it was more apparent in the floor show, because until the end when they were all standing up there, I didn't see that makeup until then. I'm like, oh, work. Next is Coco Kane. This doesn't give me Weird Wild West at all. It's just,
it gives me Farmer in the Dell vibes.
and like, I know that there wasn't a lot of Black people during that time, but there were. And you could tell just from her confessional, she seemed defeated. She seemed just like, okay, this ain't my normal gig. So here's what I'm giving y'all. Like, she came in defeated, knowing this wasn't her gig.
I think she's used to being like horror sex on heels.
Yeah.
And she's more, they're more like, nah, we just want to be like horror slasher killer whatever.
And don't get me wrong, there's going to be
And
times where she could be glamorous, but there are going to be times when they're going to ask more.
right.
And
And then I think that whole situation with Mary last week was kind of like
yeah,
in her
that just
head
kind of
still.
that, and then this just blew up in flames. Next is Zavaleta. Come on. One thing about this category, there was a lot of masculine drag, and I live for that. I live for the masculine drag. And Zavaleta did this. And
Yeah,
plus,
because
this
we
is a
don't
little
see a lot of
history.
that elsewhere.
There was a little history tied behind it too with the Mexican Revolution. So I was like, I'm here for it. Good job. I wouldn't have given her the win, but we'll discuss that here in a second. Next is Sigourney Beaver. First of all, Miss Ma'am, I still don't like her. But I don't like how everybody's picking on her. I'm like, hold up. Now this ain't cool.
No.
Uh, uh, uh. Okay. So this is the reveal look. Amazing. Did you like this look?
Mm-hmm.
Saint. I didn't get this at all. I was like, you're a cow. You know, a cow can be anytime. You know, that doesn't have to be just the Weird Wild West. And like I said, I know there's not a lot of Black representation to go to, but you could have did something. You could have created a character. Be like, yeah, I know Black people really wasn't here during this time, but hey, this is what it would be like if we were. You know what I'm saying? Next is J. Jolie. Now, I like this look, but I don't at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like there's pieces of it I like, and then there's pieces of it I don't. And honestly, without the cowboy boots, I wouldn't have got Western.
Me
Without
neither.
Western at all.
Without the cowboy hat on the alien.
The alien that kind of looked like Freddy Krueger. But yeah, it was very,
That part.
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. And that's one thing I'm noticing with J. Jolie. It's just like, ma'am, you're not fully understanding the assignments. Now you did good with the swimwear, and then week one you did Sarah Jessica Parker, which that was a stretch for horror. Halloween, yes, horror, but you know she's just been very middle low of the road, and I'm just kind of worried. I'm like, girl, we gonna get what's going on. Dolly, 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 Dolly. I love this look. That was amazing. What did you think?
I think she's on both of our revised lists.
Yes, which we didn't talk about last episode. If we have enough time at the end, we'll talk about it then. But yeah, we revised our top three because Dolly was at it, but we never told y'all that we did that. So we'll have to tell y'all soon. So we're going to move onwards to Mary Cherry. Forgot the woman's name for a second. I don't understand why she wasn't in the bottom for this episode.
She needed to have been on the bottom for a lot of episodes.
Like it was very, this was bad. And hold on, I was messy. If you're gonna
How
paint
do you
yourself
not
green,
know?
if you're gonna paint yourself green, ma'am, go all the way. Go all the way. You see, we see some brown. And then had the nerve to try to include yourself in a sweet little moment that they were having in the boudoir. But we'll get to that. But this was trash. She should have been in the bottom. Hoso Teratoma, I'm not gonna lie. Compared to everything else she's done, it's just okay. Like I imagine if anybody else would have did this, I'm like, yes, work. But you know, Hosa's really shown out and
dynamic.
Yeah, so for her to do a kind of laid back look, I'm like, oh, it's cute, but I was really expecting, you know, the bells and the whistles. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here are our queens. This week the tops were Betty, Dali, Zavaleta, and there was a fourth. Oh yeah, Bitter Betty. And then our bottom two was Saint and Coco. And the remaining queens were safe. Now, I thought it was weird when they were asking everybody to stay on the stage. I'm like, what's going on here? And I'm not gonna lie to you, I wish they would have put Jade high or low so Trixie could judge Jade. It's just that it's that drag race moment I really wanted to happen on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they knew Trixie would have mentioned the show and they would have been like, eh. So they're like, you know what? Jade's not getting critiqued. But I was shocked that Mary was just safe. She should have been the bottom. She should have been up for extermination. But we'll get to it.
That's been several weeks now in a row that she's
every
not to
week.
be at the bottom.
Every week. But we get this moment here where Mary and Zavaleta kind of got into it in the boudoir, which was kind of weird because they've been kind of bickering a lot prior to this. And then even Jade and Zavaleta got into it for a minute. And that's the thing that's really irritated me about the show is they make me like Zavaleta and then immediately she does something or say something. I'm like, oh, which we forgot to say Zavaleta.
Are you ready for her to go again?
Yeah. Zavaleta won, but I really thought it should have went to Dolly, me personally. But then we got this real sweet emotional moment between Saint and Coco talking about the representation and how they want to be here because there's not a lot of Black queens who do this type of drag. Mary tried to intervene herself when nobody was talking to her. I'm like, girl, hush. So the extermination this week was bull riding and everybody had to participate, which I thought that was, when I heard everybody was participating, I thought it was going to be something, ooh, some shit's finna go down. But then they said bull riding, I'm like, oh. So there's Coco, there's Mary. So we get to the extermination scene and I don't fully feel comfortable showing the full image, but here is the head showing that Coco was exterminated. Now, I just want to say this real quickly so that we can move forward. I don't think this was a good, no. Anybody who's ever been taught anything
especially
on slavery,
since they're too seen anything, heard anything.
But it's just,
yeah.
Anybody who's been taught anything on slavery knows how they did, especially during that time. So it's just like seeing someone darker skinned in a predicament like that just kind of, I don't want to say it triggered me, but it made me go, whoa. And I don't think the Boulets did that to be malicious. I thought they were like, oh, she was a pig, let's roast her. I just wish there was somebody Black there to be like, hey, this might not be cool. You know what I'm saying?
I think they don't have a lot of POCs in their ear or upper management, whatever. Be like, I don't necessarily think that this is kosher.
Exactly. And like I said, I don't think they did it to be malicious, but it's just something they need to be cautious of.
It's extremely triggering considering the times that we're in currently, the things that are going on, the histories that we're learning, not only with African Americans, but with Native people, with Indigenous people around the world. Like, and then stuff like this just didn't happen just during slave times. This happened in the West, and it happened out West, out East. It happened on any coast, any shore you could think of. I mean, it doesn't matter what we were doing or what we had going on. If we were in the group, just like in slasher movies, we were always the first ones to go. Like if we were gone, oh, well, we can eat him because they're not a person. We were thought of as cattle. And this just kind of put a really, really bad taste in my mouth as far as the show is concerned.
Yeah, I agree. So we're moving on to the next episode, which was the Monsters of Rock. We got a guest appearance from Bitch Puddin'. And we got this janitor character. This was the one I told you was straight disgusting when you watched. Remember I said there was going to be one thing somebody does that's just straight disgusting. What she did, baby, filth. But I lived. But I can't watch that again. Like if I ever rewatch season 2, and that floor show comes up, I'm going to skip over her. I can't watch that again. No. All right, so the episode starts off in a strip club. The Boulay brothers show up. So we go into the next episode, and they find out that Coco's gone, and that for the Monster of Rock Challenge, the Boulay brothers split them into two teams. The teams were, hold on, I wrote them down. The teams were Dolly, Saint, Zavaleta, and Hoso. And then team 2 was Beaver, Betty, Jade, and Mary Cherry. And this team off the jump had issues. My Lord.
Problematic.
Oh my God. They were the girls were arguing. And
the whole time.
I found myself somewhat defending Mary in some of the conversations. Because I'm like, especially when it came to the outfit and they were talking about on the stage, if Mary offered assistance knowing she doesn't sew, why didn't you give her credit for that? Instead of saying she didn't do anything, that she was just sitting over there. Be like, she did offer to help, but give the reason why she couldn't. Because I know once you're past a certain point, there's nothing Mary could have done. It would just be up to you to sew. She could have cut out the pieces that you
pattern.
The pattern, there's the word. There was so much she could have done. I felt like they don't like each other, therefore they were really coming for each other. And the outfit she made for her was boo-boo trash. I'm like, girl, what is this? What is this? But yeah, and then I don't like how Bitter Betty just kept playing in the middle. And I'm like, girl, stop it, because you're just stirring the pot at this point. And then Jay just over there. Get it together.
She's still in other show land.
Stop it. And then here's the second team. It was so nice to see them work together with no issues. You could tell from the jump who was going to win this challenge. But let's get to the floor. Now this I like. Come on, Boulays. This is what I like. Even though they're the same boots from last week, I'm going to be quiet. Y'all are not competing. This is your show. So therefore, I'm not going to go away. But love this look. What did you think?
It's a good look. It was much better than last week's, basically.
That part. Poppy was here. Now, I'm familiar with Poppy because of WWE. She does the NXT theme song, and she's performed several times on the show. And then I want to say, I think Crystal Method did her out in Snatch Game for season 12. I want to say she did Poppy. She did a bad Poppy, but she did Poppy. And then we had Rachel True. I bow to thee. I love her so much. I'm currently watching Half and Half right now, so seeing her on here, I'm like, ah! It just made me want to go through this journey of discovery. I'm sorry. But yes, love her to pieces. So glad she was back. It's good to see her because, nobody invites her nowhere. So it's good to see her. And, with her history of the craft, it makes sense that she's here. So come through. So let's get to these runway looks. First things first, Zavaleta. Yes, ma'am. This was good. She came out. I'm like, see, y'all making me like her. But then we get to the boudoir and then y'all make me hate her again. Make up your mind. How am I supposed to feel about this hoe? Because I bet she's a lovely person outside of this show. But on this show, I'm trying to figure out how I'm trying to feel. How y'all want me to feel, okay? Because, they love to manipulate the feelings. How do y'all want me to feel? Because I'm confused. I am confused. But this was everything. Dolly, everything. This is stuff that pops up in your nightmares, honey. I was like, yeah, this looks like the pit from hell.
Very much so.
Yeah. Bitter Betty, I actually like this look.
At least she didn't get clocked for the Club Kid shoes.
But I really like this look. This was, at first I'm like, girl, what is this? But then as she did the floor show, I'm like, I actually like this. And then the hair was flipping. It was good. Real good for Betty. She's stepping up on the looks. So this is what I was missing last week. Yes, ma'am. As soon as she came out, I'm like, oh, I know this girl. I know this girl. I've been friends with this girl. Like, I actually need to go. I need to check on that girl to be thinking about it because I ain't spoke to her in years. But still, that was a good friend of mine right there. That was a good friend of mine. Okay, without the crazy makeup, but still, the outfit, the scene, yes. What did you think of this look?
It was a good look.
Good look. Bitter Betty. Again, she is slaying
Sigourney
floor
Beaver.
shows. What I call her?
Bitter Betty.
Oh, my bad. Sigourney Beaver. She keeps slaying these floor shows. I'm like, ma'am, can I breathe?
Mm-hmm.
The kiss reference with the makeup, the this was all so good for me. All so good. Mary Cherry. Now I actually like this look. I'm not gonna sit here in front with you. I'm gonna give dudes where they're dude. And I like this look. It fit the whole rock monster thing. I'm like, okay. And then she did a pop of color instead of doing.
I don't know why she
like
ripped
everybody else
feathers off.
Huh? Say that again, ma'am. No, what you say?
I don't know why she kept ripping the wings off.
Oh, I think she needed something for the floor, so she's like, "Oh, I can rip the wings off. I could be edgy." But I did like this look. Still didn't like her in this episode, but yeah. Woo! Saint. Baby, these wheels keep on turning. Proud Mary keeps on turning. If she's not giving me Angela Bassett as Tina Turner, like, I was like, yes, ma'am. First, we got to go like this. Get the shoulders. I live for this. I did.
But the padding was just lovely.
Then J. Jolie.
I don't know what this is.
I like it.
But
again, it's safe low. Safe low for me. Like, ma'am, you really need to step your pussy up. If you're gonna act like you're on that show, I'm gonna use phrase from that show. Step your pussy up. Okay? But I will say this. The moment she was about to smash that guitar, stopped, fixed her lips gloss, then smashed the guitar. I was like, okay, that was cute. That was cute. I gotta give you props for that. I gotta give you props. Yeah. So we had the performances where they had to do a lip sync performance to Bite Your Teeth by Poppy. Here is Sigourney's team. And one thing that really irritated me about this team is Sigourney was trying to lead, but Mary would not let her. And then when Mary, quote unquote, found out she was the leader, she was still not leading. She was not letting the girl lead.
No.
And I was gonna be messy and get a picture of Mary with her wig off, but I was like, because it fell off.
Yes.
See right there, I was gonna be messy and catch the next one because it was gonna go floop right there. That was the scene. And then we got Team Dolly, amazing. Oh, I thought that was a better screenshot of Zavaleta because Zavaleta looked amazing right here in this challenge. I'm like, ma'am, I'm starting to root for Zavaleta, even though I can't stand her. But I don't like Sigourney, but I'm still standing and I want her in this competition because she's flying. So here's everybody lined up. Oh, y'all can't see Zavaleta's head. Just know she slayed. The winning team was Dolly's, with Dolly getting the solo win. Finally. This is the third week that Dolly should have got the win. But I'm glad they finally got it. And then the bottom team was Team Beaver. They had I wouldn't say a meltdown, but they had some things to say on the main stage. And then that question that we normally see on Drag Race, we don't normally see it on Dragula. Who should go home tonight and why? And everybody said Mary Cherry. And then Mary didn't answer. I was like, girl, no. Mary needs to answer. If I was the Boulets, I'd be like, okay, that's cute. But say a name. Say a name. Who should go home? But girl, whatever.
Like, my feelings are hurt. I don't want to answer.
So the losing team all had to go up for extermination. They had to do a shock therapy, and it ignite pain and pleasure. I was real confused on it. And even watching it, I'm like, what am I supposed to get from this? This was a weird extermination for me.
It was supposed to be like electroshock therapy, and
Yeah.
everybody was gonna get shocked,
And
but
they
it
had to
wasn't.
choose which
So
one
there
they
was
wanted
no
to give an extra
pleasure
shot to.
involved. It was mostly just supposed to be just like shock revenge. They pressed the number,
Yeah.
and whatever number got pressed. But see, I figured this is what I thought when I saw it, because I was like, maybe when they're pressing these numbers, especially since Mary's didn't go off, or she didn't have the reaction everybody else had. I think what it was whatever number you pressed, it went to the opposite one or to yourself, which is why everybody was like, dang. Because I can guarantee you everybody pressed Mary.
Maybe because I would have to, like, Mary, 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 Mary. I would have to. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to me. Mary, 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 Mary. I ain't gonna lie to you. But after extermination, we find out that Miss Mary Cherry has been exterminated, and she gets choked out by this man in his thighs, which was a weird one. But hey, not my.
I don't understand that. That was like the weakest extermination ever.
Yeah, it's weird, but okay. Oh, I got a closer shot of it. All right, moving on to Drag Race UK. So we go to the first episode, which is the Miss Fugly beauty pageant. And basically, it's a ball, 3 categories, and it was timed, which I think this is where the whole, oh, it was shot in one day, each episode theory came from. Either this leads into it, or this is the reason why people thought the whole thing was shot in 10 days. Because this one episode was shot. Each category, you had a time limit, and then you had to get ready, and you didn't find out the next category until you're on the main stage. I think this should be brought over to US as well. I thought this was fun. I thought this was probably one of the best episodes of UK season 3. This was a good episode. So they had 69 minutes to do the first category, which is fugly swimwear, which confused me. Why would they need 69 minutes for swimwear? You know what I'm saying? But hey, we get to the runway. Mama Ru looks a mess. I do like the hair and makeup, but this dress is a no.
These shoulders. The shoulders.
Yeah. Michelle.
I like the hair.
Michelle looks amazing. Oh, she looks so good.
Yes.
Love
the gray streak was back.
We have Alan Carr here, the favorite of the judges. And then guest judge, hold on, wrote her name down, Alicia Dixon. Bring her back. She was amazing guest judge. Hell, she could actually sit in the main judge seat if you ask me. We'll talk about the lip sync later, but baby, she was a good judge. All right, up first is Vanity Milan. I like it. But when she turned to the side, you can see how it didn't fit. And I think that's what they clocked her for, because this is fugly. This is fugly. It met the category, but it didn't fit right. And I think that's what the judges were upset with. Up next is Kitty Scott Claus. And this is ugly. But honestly, this is so ugly. I would think this is fashionable, actually. Like, if this was the one down the runway, I don't see this as the face is what makes the fugly part come in, but the actual outfit,
the face and the crinkly hair,
and then the boobs that are 2 different sizes. Love that. But yeah, moving on to Scarlet Harlot. It is ugly, but it's cute at the same time. This is more, this is cute and quirky than fugly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's cute, but it's not fugly. Hell of a day. This is gross. She did the category. This is gross. I don't like this. It fit the category. She came out now. I'm like, yep, that's fugly. Woo, that is fugly. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Fugly. What did you think of this look? Scarlet. Yes, ma'am. with all the ham and give me some turkey too. This is fugly. This is swimwear. The look at that. Like, girl, in 69 minutes you did that? Oh, amazing. Amazing. So here they are on the main stage. Which one of these looks is your favorite?
Crystals.
I agree. For me, it was Crystal. All right, so the next category is charity shop chic. They basically have to go to the charity shop, find some outfits, and make it work. Which I like this. You know, you can find some great stuff. We call them thrift stores here, but you can find some amazing things at the charity shop, okay? We get back there, and guess who's there? Charity shop Sue, who Crystal Versace did last week for Snatch Game badly. But we're on to the main stage. We have Kitty Scott Claus giving us Daphne Blake realness. I like this, but we've seen this from Kitty. We've seen this, and we're going to see it again in the next episode. This is a very common silhouette that she gives us. And I'm kind of irritated that the judges aren't calling her out for that. I'm like, are y'all not seeing what I'm seeing? I know y'all are seeing it. Y'all got to see this, but it's still cute. Almost called it Kitty Scott Claus. Not Scarlett, what's this girl name? Crystal Versace. Yeah, it was basic, but she spent most of her hour fixing her face. I think she had like maybe 10 minutes to put this together. So for 10 minutes, I thought this was okay. It's okay, but look at the face. That is a completely different face in an hour. Like, she really put in the work. Yeah, this is kind of basic, but she put in the work. Next is Elle of a Day. Oh, again, fugly. It fits the category. Oh, it's just so bad. It's so bad. But she did the category. What did you think? Next is Vandy Milan. Love this. They clocked her for wearing orange again. I don't care. And she's going to wear it next week. I don't care. Y'all let Vanjie wear red every week on season 11 of Drag Race and then say a damn word to her for wearing red every week. But I'm going to be quiet. But I love this look. The hair is a no. And the gloves is a no. And the shoes is a no. But the dress, and that makeup's a no too. But the dress. Do we have to talk about her because this was terrible? This makeup, like, hopefully she'll see it on camera now, her makeup, and fix it. Because a lot of times you probably don't notice it until you see it. And now that she sees it, hopefully she fixed that. Because coming out here looking like Casper every week is not cute. All right, we have our 5 here. Who is your favorite out of this lineup?
It's between Vanity and Ella.
I'm gonna say Vanity, but Ella, yeah, she fit the category. Everything's fugly. Now for the last category, they have 30 minutes to do fugly, but fashionable. Here they go running off. First is Elle of a Day. Again, fits the category. But here's the thing. I don't think plaid or tartan is ugly. I actually enjoy it. I'm not sure if that's the Texan in me coming out or what. But the chaps, I'm so sick of chaps on Drag Race. So yeah, that was fugly. And the cut of the underwear was very ugly to me as well. So like there was parts of this, she did the assignment. What did you think?
I don't like it too much either.
Oh my gosh, this look right here. Vanity.
She didn't have to do us like that.
And I was kind of agreeing with the judges. Like, is it too late that you're showing us all this amazing things we wish you would have showed us from the jump? You know what I'm saying? And I know she can't control what she brought. She's like, okay, this is what I brought for this category, so y'all gonna have to get this. But it's just like, oh, this is so good. And it ties into that first look with that sleeping bag type like material, whatever you want to call that material. And I'm like, oh, I love it. I love it. This is good. This is good. Just look at the material. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Did she borrow this?
Oh, it's so good. Oh. Now here's the thing. Fugly, yes. Fashionable, no. She only did half of the assignment. It said fugly but fashionable. You got fugly, but it's not fashionable. Same thing for Kitty. Fugly, but not fashionable. So here's all 5 of their looks. Which one is your favorite here? I'm telling you now, mine's Crystal.
Vanity.
That's a good one. Okay, so Kitty got the win. I don't agree with this because I'm sorry, this should have been Crystal's win. Especially from the drastic change from the first look to the second look. And she even changed the eye makeup up for the third look. So it's like she constantly evolved her look. Yes, that second one wasn't the best. But I feel like she put in most work, and I feel like they paid her dust this episode. I really do. But our bottom 2 is Vanity Milan versus Scarlet Harlot to Scandalous by Mystique. Now, when they were lip syncing to this, I'm like, this song sounds familiar to me. Why do I know this song? And I was watching another reviewer, come to find out this song is in Catwoman. The scene where she's playing basketball, this song is playing in the background. I went back and looked, and I'm like, oh my God, that's how I know this song. Because I don't know about you, but I watched Catwoman umpteen times. But let's talk about this lip sync. Miss Vanity 8. And baby, she was a hoot and a holler. She was singing. Like, there was times they had to cut her mic. I called it to them. Oh, they just cut her mic. Because baby, she was singing, dancing, standing up, having a good baby. She was at the bar. She was at the bar watching her favorite queen's lip sync, and she's like, scandalous, so scandalous. Just having a good old time. Bring her back, please. She was such a breath of fresh air. Bring her back. Now, I took a screenshot of one of the splits because she did too many, in my opinion. But she still, poor Scarlett. I think she knew. She's like, yeah, I'm getting eat up, so I'm just going to keep going. Scandalous, so scandalous, so scandalous. This moment right here, when Vanny did that slow drop, when the song slowed down, I'm like, bitch, quit. Stop it. I need to breathe. And then she did that hand move that Electroshock tried to do but failed. Oh. Again, love her. The end. Vanity won. Scarlett said goodbye and said, you're not my mother, but RuPaul apparently is her mother. And we move on to the next episode, Bra Wars. So they basically had to do a parody of Star Wars called Bra Wars.
Star Wars.
Overall, I thought it was pretty decent. Like, out of all the acting challenges, I thought this ain't that bad. Like, nobody really bombed except for one person, and I'm shocked of her placement, to be real with you. So Kitty, she did amazing. I thought she did a really good job, really fun, really entertaining. Crystal, amazing job. It took her a minute, but she got there. Same thing for Vanity. She started off kind of rough, but in the final product, all good. Ella. To me, she never got it. She never got there. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh, this is rough. And I'm still picking Ella as the winner, even though she's not in my top 4 anymore. I still pick her as my winner. But this episode, this placement of hers, no. So we're going to the main stage. RuPaul, what the hell do you have on? What the hell is this? RuPaul.
I think she borrowed some fabric from Mary's episode this week.
Okay, we're gonna move on So we have Graham Norton here. We have Michelle Visage. And we have Russell Tovey.
He is hot for a white guy.
Michelle looks amazing, and so does Russell. And he was a pretty good guest judge as well. Like, these two episodes were really good episodes. And I'm shocked because all the fan favorites are gone. So I'm really shocked how good these episodes were without the fan favorites. So the category is Scene Stealer. Now, I know you're not going to do, but I have to tell people my Scene Stealer real quick. Have you seen Bringing Down the House with Steve Martin and Queen Latifah? So you know the scene where she pops up on Steve at the country club and she walks in that ghetto fabulous blue jean top skirt with the heel and the braids and the hat, baby. That is what I would have came out in. Because baby, she stole that scene. And I was confused when RuPaul said scene stealer. What do you mean? And then then this one came out. I'm like, oh, I get it now. Okay. And I immediately thought Queen Latifah and Bringing Down the House. Baby, I'm telling you, I would have been giving you the Black Girl early 2000 fabulous. Baby, I'll make sure the legs were all nice and shined up. Oh, I would. So let's talk about Crystal Versace. Amazing. Y'all know I love me some Cruella. Soon as she walked out, I'm like, hide the puppies, hide the puppies. What did you think?
I love the look. I'm trying to think now because I'm like,
Next is Ella Day as a Oompa Loompa. I love this. As soon as she walked out, I'm like, come on, Oompa Loompa. Oompa Loompa-dee-doo. Babe, I love this. It was so good. Vanity Milan giving us Babs realness. As soon as she walked out, I'm like, oh, Babs. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize Babs was that popular in the UK to where the Black queens over there would know. So I was like, okay, work, live. I thought this was cute. I wish the oranges matched. But hey, I'm going to be quiet. Kitty Scott Claus in the same silhouette. And y'all know I love the Titanic. But girl,
I didn't like this outfit.
I didn't either. It's the same silhouette over
aside
and over
from the
again.
fact that it gives her no shape. I didn't like the fact that it was split.
And people were calling me crazy when I was saying at the beginning of the season that she had no shape. It's the same, it's not flattering. And now I'm like,
no, it didn't have any shape. She's got great legs. Like, I understand, and I love those shoes. But like, if you're gonna do Kate Winslet, like, do it right. You could have went short. You could have had the whole thing be one big jacket and then revealed to something shorter. The fact that it was two separates, and then you, for some reason, felt like the need to rip the bottom off when there wasn't really anything there to begin with, made absolutely no sense to me.
None. But we're moving on. Top 4. Who is your favorite look out of the 4 up here?
I want to say it had to be Crystal.
I agree. Crystal is my favorite look again. Just saying. So this week we didn't have a bottom 2 lip syncing for their life. We had a top 2 lip syncing for the win, which I saw because of the number of queens that were left in the number of episodes. I knew a double save had to happen in this episode. So I was thinking, they were going to have a queen lip sync and then RuPaul be like, Shantae, y'all both stay. But I do not agree with Ella being in the top. I would switch her out with Crystal. Ella, to me, in that acting challenge, was the weakest link.
Mm-hmm.
And
she struggled a lot.
And I like all 4 looks, but out of the 4, I would have to say Ella's is probably my 3rd favorite.
Mm-hmm.
No, I would say she's 2nd because Kitty is last, Vanity's 3rd, but still, her look isn't strong enough to replace the fact to me that she did so bad in that challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they lip sync to Something New by Girls Aloud. Ain't gonna lie to you, when I saw Something New by Girls Aloud, I'm like, oh, Kitty's winning this. You're gonna give Kitty a Girls Aloud song? Oh, she's gonna win this. And she didn't, in my opinion. This lip sync, Ella impressed me in certain spots, like this split here. I did not see Miss Ella going in. I was like, oh, Miss Ella. Okay. But we need to talk about this. That dip was, I'm sorry, let me stop. This is Drag Race. So let me call it what she called it. That death drop was exactly what a death. Baby, that didn't look impressive at all. She just threw herself down there. I'm like, girl, when you do a dip, you got to ease yourself down. You're not trying to hurt yourself, honey. But see, that's what happens when queens try to copy the culture but don't know the history. And I am guilty of not knowing the history. And if it wasn't for Legendary, I would have not have gone back and really done the research on what ballroom is and how the dip is supposed to be done. So seeing these death drops on Facebook, on Drag Race, I'm like, and just going back and watching, the only ones who really did the dip right was Aja. Aja did the dip right. And there was somebody else, I can't think off the top of my head, but everybody else just throw themselves on the ground so hard. I'm like, girl, y'all gonna hurt yourselves. But yeah, she was not entertaining at all to me. She was just pointing, but hey, they gave her the win. They gave both of them the win. I'm sorry. So now Ella got 3 badges. Kitty got 2. I'm still standing with Ella's going to win this competition. And I'm going to be upset because Ella was not in my top 4. I'm going to be highly upset. But I'm saying it now. I said it
She was supposed to be, and I think I replaced her with somebody who...
I think you replaced because you were torn between Ella and Charity, and you went with Charity instead.
Next time I'm going to go with my gut.
But yeah, this was not a good lip sync. Ella was okay. I would have gave Ella the solo win out of this lip sync, even though she shouldn't have been there. But yeah, that was UK. So we got 12 minutes. So we're gonna quickly go through Canada as fast as possible. We start off with the reading challenge. I personally thought Gia won, but Isis won. Isis was funny. I'm not gonna say she wasn't funny, but I thought Gia was more funny. So that's what the case was. It's now time for Snatch Game. We got Brad and Bowman. I wasn't familiar with Bowman. Bowman Martinez Reed. He's a social media influencer in Canada. So let's quickly go over these Snatch Game. Grimes, terrible. I'm shocked she was in the top. Leslie Jones, okay. But I was shocked she was in the top. If I say anything you disagree with me, stop. Freaking Isis is Lavanella. However you say her name, forgive me for butchering that. It started off good, but at the end it was no. It was no. Kris Jenner, we don't know how she did because they didn't show it. She probably answered one question. So that really makes me think she either did really bad or she did really good. And they didn't want to make it go against the storyline they have for the episode. But I think just from them not showing her, I think she did really good. And they didn't want to give her the win. So they made it look like, oh, she was barely there. Yoko Ono by Suki Doll, trash. Jim Carrey by Geometric. I liked it. I thought it was weird that I liked it. I'm like, why am I liking this? But I did. I'm not gonna say act like I didn't. I enjoyed this. I did. I did not. Bernie Sanders by Eve 6000, trash. Sofia Vergara by Adriana, trash. Rachel Zoe by Cynthia Kiss.
That was okay.
It was okay. But out of the group, okay. I do agree.
I forgot how Rachel Zoe is because, she hasn't been on TV in like 20 plus years, but,
Yeah, it was okay. But compared to everybody else, yeah, honestly, I'm going to be real with you. This is probably one of the worst Snatch Games
That part.
That's ever happened. And she was just okay and got the win. She was just okay. Mm-hmm. There was a couple chuckles. I like how she interacted with Brad. So yeah, I can see why she won. So here's our judges. Tracy, what is on your head? Like, hold on, let me zoom in on this. Tracy, what is that on your head? You need to slap whoever put that wig on your head.
A really bad headband wig.
You need to slap whoever put that on there. Brad, you're awesome. Brooklyn eating up Rue once again. But wait till we get to next week's. Brooklyn got on Rue's neck with the runway for this coming up week of Canada. All right, Connor Jessup, he was there. He wasn't really a good guest judge. All right, so the category is, we'll show us the category. I wrote it down. It is, I did not write it down. It was like made in Canada. So they had to do Canada looks by Canadian people. Up next, Kimora Moore. They didn't give her a full body shot with this look, but I loved this look. This was it was everything for me. Cynthia Kiss as some reporter. It was cute. It was cute. I didn't hate it. It felt very 90s, which, that was the reference she was going for. But yeah. Suki Doll. Love this look. Very fashion. But Adriana, this look was okay. This look was okay. Nothing to write home about.
She looks like a wrestler.
She looks like a wrestler, yeah. We got Geometric giving us some Michael Myers realness. I thought this was cute. Even though the character was supposed to be British, we all know the man was Canadian. But like the character was supposed to be British or Scottish, actually. I can't remember which one. So this is technically assignment. This was technically doing
no. Is she supposed to be Austin Powers?
Yeah.
He's British.
No, the Austin Powers is British. The man who
the character is British.
Yes, the character is British, but the man who portrayed him
Canadian.
is Canadian. So technically, she did it because it was his character, but yeah, she was reaching for it. But it was cute. Kendall Jenner as Stacey McKenzie, our light-skinned representation. Ooh, that shit pissed me off. I wish we had more time for me to read her for saying, oh, that's good representation of light-skinned Black women. Excuse me? Anyway, Eve 6000, the girl from the Matrix. This was okay. Nothing too crazy, but it was okay.
Was that what it was supposed to be?
Yeah, I wouldn't have known Matrix if she wouldn't have said it. And these flat-ass wigs. Have you noticed each week her wig is flat? Girl, pump up the volume.
I don't think she styles them.
Isis Couture as Sandra Oh from Grey's Anatomy. As a Grey's Anatomy watcher, this is not Grey's Anatomy. Girl, just say you had a cute nurse's outfit.
That's giving me Saw nurse vibes.
Just say you had a nurse outfit that you wanted to wear. Don't try to throw Grey's Anatomy into this. I don't play about Grey's, honey. Pathia as Catherine O'Hare. Love that. Especially if you watch Schitt's Creek, you completely get this reference. Here are all the queens. Who was your favorite look of the week? Kimora. I would have to agree. Kimora. So, well, hold on. That's the damn lip sync. Okay. Our tops for the week was Cynthia Kiss, Kimora, and Pathia. And our bottoms was Suki, Eve, and Adriana. I don't agree with Pathia or Kimora being in the top. Honestly, I thought maybe Gia could have been there, maybe. And I guess, like I said, it was such a bad snatch game. It was kind of hard to, put somebody there. You know what I'm saying? To be real, the only decent one was Cynthia. But our bottom two ended up being Suki Doll versus Eve 6000. They were performing Happiness by Capri. Suki Doll unfortunately lost the lip sync and had to go home. Me personally, I thought Suki Doll won the lip sync. I think Eve should have went home, but Eve's bringing the drama, so they're going to keep her. So we move on to this week's episode. They are split into two teams so that they can perform the country pop song Bye Flop. So this is the team of Gia, Adriana, Pathia, and Isis. And once again, one thing about Drag Race, they're going to tell you who's going to win the girl group challenge. Now, when you have a team like this one here, Cynthia, Kendall, Eve, and Kimora, who are extremely confident, you already know they're finna lose. If you look at girl group challenges in the past, whichever group is like, oh yeah, we finna go out there, we finna kill it, yeah. I'm sorry, y'all up for elimination this week. So as soon as they came in confident, I'm like, oh, they're finna lose. So here's our judges, Tracy and Brad. Tracy looks amazing this time. We had our special guest judge, Miss Bia, no, what's her name? I wrote it down. Biff Naked, that's her name. She was fun. I actually kind of liked her. And I liked when she was recording with the queens. It really, it worked for me. Brooklyn. Ooh, whoever's doing Brooklyn's outfit, can y'all go do RuPaul's? Because she is eating RuPaul up each week. And if I was RuPaul, I'd be pissed. Like, girl, you're not judging season 3. No, you keep doing that to me. No. But let's get to the challenge. Team 1, I thought did a decent job. I actually enjoyed their song. They looked like a group. Team 2 was there. I didn't particularly care for any of their verses but Eve's. I really liked Eve's verse, but she was just so, like, she had no swag, no movement up there, baby. She was very robot. But her lyrics, I was like, okay. The other 3 were there. But I'm not gonna say I didn't like Cynthia's lyrics. I did like, she had a good voice. I liked her voice at the end. So we're going to the category is monotoratic chromatica, future of pop. So basically chromatica is the category. They're like, we love Gaga. Category is chromatica. I like this look. Adriana did a really good job with this look. Isis! I love this. The only thing is it gives me ketamine from the episode she lip synced against Electra, what was her name? Shock Fence. I can't remember. There's too many Electras. It was giving me very that, but I think this is a better look. She did this. Pathia, this is okay.
It looked like lettuce.
We have Gia Metric.
Got lettuce 2 weeks in a row.
This was cute. But I can see somebody today wearing this, but it's still cute. Cynthia Kiss, what the hell you got on?
I don't know. I think she took Rosé's leftovers.
Kendall Jenner, giving me Tweety Bird. I do agree this is something I can see today's people wearing, but I feel like they were extremely harsh on Kendall. But at the same time, I also think Kendall should have lip synced this episode. We move on to Eve 6000. Cute, but it's very similar to Gia's, and I like Gia's better, to be real. But this is still really cute. I really like this.
I like the color.
Kimora.
Yes.
And you know what?
It was the only one I liked.
When I watched to get the screenshots of these, they never showed the back of her dress when she did the runway. So when they mentioned it on the main stage, I'm like, why bring that up if y'all didn't show it when she was walking down the runway? But I still think, let me pull up everybody. She's still my favorite look of the week. Kimora did that. So the winning team, obviously Team Gia, with Gia getting the solo win. And then the other team was in the bottom. Now the bottom 2 was Cynthia Kiss and Eve 6000. I personally think Kendall should have been there. It should have been Kendall and Eve. although this look is boo-boo trash, I kind of liked Cynthia's verse. So it's just like, it was kind of confusing. I understand she's the captain, so like she's responsible for everything. But there's been times where the captain wasn't a good captain and still didn't lip sync. Crystal Versace. So it's just like, it was kind of confusing for that point. But hey, we have I Love Myself Today by Biff Naked, Cynthia Kiss versus Eve 6000. This was, so far, I want to say my least favorite lip sync from Canada. Now, I'm not saying Canada's lip syncs have been amazing, but I've somewhat enjoyed each one. I didn't really enjoy this one. I do agree Cynthia Kiss won the lip sync, which means we had to say goodbye to Eve 6000. And honey, we did it. That was the fastest hour, but we got it done. We talked about 6 episodes. Don't worry, next week we're only going to be talking about 3, so we can have more time to, dig into these episodes, but we had to catch up. And we just need to hit the bullet points. So we got to go because we are now officially past an hour. LaCresha, where can they find you on social media?
I'm at Cresha McGill on all social media.
And you can find me at Simply Des on all social media platforms. That's SIMPLYD. Thank you for spending a piece of your day with us. And we'll see you guys later, actually, because she don't know about the second video we're finna shoot.